Welcome to the third episode of Tea Time with TRA, a weekly episode. It's a new initiative. We are trying to address the pressing needs of the planters in these episodes. In that perspective, today I have I have come to Dr. Khalil to his cabin to get some information about drainage management in tea. Welcome, Dr. Khalil. Why do you think water logging is spoken very widely in tea plantations?
Thank you very much, sir. It's truly my privilege to participate in this show. Yes, waterlogging is one of the biggest challenge facing by the tea plantation nowadays. During waterlogging condition, so the tea plants unable to respire, unable to take nutrients. So drastically, it reduces the yield and also the growth. So TRA has a recent study that every year we are losing around 20 to 30% of yield only because of this waterlogging issue. So this is a very serious concern we should not ignore. And TRA is working on this area, waterlogging. So that is what we call the drainage management.
Yeah.
So both in ancient Indian text and modern science emphasize balanced drainage management is needed in the tea plantation.
Since we are talking about a subject which is existing in this field for a long time, can you tell me a little bit about the history of it? Like when was it uh, becoming a big issue, and when was it started, and who was the forerunner of the finding that waterlogging affects yield?
Yes, so we have very interesting history on the drainage management. Actually, drainage problems arose during colonial era. So where tea plantations are exposed on low-lying areas and flood-prone areas of Brahmaputra basin.
Yeah, that's
so
understandable.
Where, yes,
Yeah.
serious waterlogging where arised, shallow rooting of tea plants were occurred, and some sections were completely observed high mortality. So first systematic rectification came during British Technical Assistance Mission in the year 1968.
Wow.
So it
Okay.
was led by a senior civil engineer from London. His name is Mr. P.A. Brown. So all along from London, he came to Northeast India. Physically, he surveyed the tea estates. So he identified the bottlenecks of what is the actual problem in the drainage particularly, and he given the estate specific engineering solutions like deepening of the drains, aligning of the drains with respect to gradient, and outlet management. That is what nowadays we are concentrating on. That is what the outlet is the main issue. So this measure laid a foundation for the modern science drainage management in the tea plantation.
It's quite interesting to understand that it's not a recent problem. The problem was identified. Of course, the problem was there from the beginning that we could understand. But then it was identified 150 years ago.
Yes.
And then it is still continuing. That's something interesting to note. Okay. Do you think the climate change has to do anything with the waterlogging, particularly in the recent past, that's getting more and more intense? Is it due to climate change?
Yes, climate change is true. So this has intensified the rainfall variability across Northeast India, sir. So where we receive the around 80 to 90% of annual rainfall during monsoon season, that is from June to September. So where the waterlogging is the serious issue, so that the drainage part becomes more essential. So similarly, we receive only 5 to 10% of rainfall during non-monsoon seasons. So that is from October to May. So there again, the serious problems like moisture stress and drought will arise. So again, the secondary solutions like irrigation and moisture conservation becomes a more plays a vital role. So to manage the water.
When you talk about monsoon rain and then the rain during rest of the year, it's quite common. Everywhere it happens like that. See, monsoon time is a time we get like 80 to 90% of the rain. Because I was in South for about 11 years inside the tea garden. Of course, the institute is situated inside the tea garden. So 11 years I was there. It was an observation there also that it is a monsoon which gives 80 to 90% of the rain always. So there was no problem in south. And in Sri Lanka, there is no problem. In Kenya, I have not heard much about this problem.
Okay.
Why only in Northeast? Is there any specific reason?
Yes, unlike hillside plantation like Sri Lanka or Kenya, so large area of plantation in Northeast India, or especially we talk about Assam, so we practice in plain lands or you got flood prone areas. That is what the actual problem. So where the waterlogging and flooding becomes more serious. And some contrasting areas we have like Darjeeling and Kacha Tilas. There, so we have a slope as steep as 300%.
Wow.
So these topographical changes makes unique of our northeast Indian tea plantation, where the waterlogging is also an issue, and in the steep slopes, the landslides and the drought problem is an issue. So,
yeah. From whatever we are talking, what I understand is, since tea is cultivated in the plain surface, particularly in Assam, we are having this problem more. If that is the case, just one clarification, whether waterlogging is what is visible outside or there is an invisible waterlogging problem also in the gardens.
yes, there are so invisible means we cannot see with our naked eyes is the tea plantation is suffering from waterlogging or not. So we call that is a high groundwater table, so rising. So see, the tea plantation in earlier days were practiced in highland areas, but as the time passes, they practices in the lowlands where that is the problem begins, where the groundwater table rising. That is what the factor. So we need to concentrate. So there has to be a systematic intervention needed to identify this. Issue.
I think that's a very good point because people shouldn't think that waterlogging means it's already visible to the eyes.
Yes.
It is not, it is already invisible. That's a good point you made. And what is the area approximately is affected by this problem in Northeast?
Yeah, it's huge, sir. So TRA study states that around 2 lakh hectares of tea plantation area is suffering from only waterlogging. So around, I think, 50,000 hectares so is at marginal land. So it can be used by adopting proper drainage managements. So if I say that, so overall 60% of tea plantation area, that organized tea estates are suffering from this problem. And also the problems like urbanization, the infrastructure projects and construction of roads, railway lines. So and again the intensive paddy cultivation in low-lying areas. So these activities where due to this the gradually
you mean to say the land use planning?
Yes, sir.
Land use plannings are affecting very much.
Yes. The gradually the natural streams, the natural drains, they were disappearing with the intensity of these activities. So that is what the problem will rise.
In the introduction session, you have mentioned about Brahmaputra river and its influence. What is it really happening due to Brahmaputra? Why that is coming into the force? Because sometimes we see the river far, far away from the plantations.
Yes.
Still, how is it impacting the waterlogging issue?
I want to share one disastrous moment ever recorded in the Indian history, especially the Northeast India. So that is Assam Tibet earthquake. So we also call it as the Great Assam earthquake. So it is struck on August 15, 1950, around 7:39 p.m. I think. So it was a massive earthquake. It registered around 8.6 to 8.7 scale.
Oh.
So and a shallow depth of 15 kilometers beneath the soil surface. So it makes one of the biggest earthquake ever recorded on the land and in the modern history. Yeah. So this earthquake created a massive problem on the drainage pattern, natural drainage pattern across the Brahmaputra basin. So where some natural the rivers were blocked, and they changed the course, and the high siltation sedimentation occurs, and the elevation of the lands were uplifted and some lands were subsided. So again, so if we talk particularly for the mighty Brahmaputra, so it is already known as the most dynamic river in the world. After this earthquake, it has become more unstable.
Okay.
Means the bed of that river is rising 16 centimeters, 3 meters every year in some stretches. So that is what the uh, still decades passes we are facing these drainage issues. That is what we are facing now.
Is it also meaning that some of the tea plantations are below the elevation of
Yes,
Brahmaputra
that is
river?
what the backflow of water is entering, and the river is encroaching the tea gardens.
And through seepage also? Through the
Yes,
soil
yes,
also?
the tea seepage.
This water seepage into tea gardens, approximately how many kilometers or miles from the river it can happen, both the sides of the river?
It depends upon the elevation, actually, the gradient, what we call. See, mainly the seepage or backflow of water, river water or natural stream water into the tea estate occurs when the rivers or holas are located in higher elevation. So the natural thing is the outlets or these rivers should be on the low lying areas. The thing what the plantation were practicing on the low lying areas, that is why the rivers or the holas were on the higher elevation. So their problem starts where the backflow and also the seepage of water comes to that particular low lying area. So it can be any stretch. It may be a 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers.
Okay.
Water seepage water may arrive. See, one garden is having no waterlogging problem. Those seepage water is coming and joining to some other gardens.
Okay. Okay, fine, I got it now. But then when the seepage water entering into tea gardens, what really happens to the tea plant? Why is it suffering?
When the water enters into the tea estate through seepage, so here is the main issue is the identification of that particular problem. So we cannot say with our naked eyes that seepage water is entering the tea estate. So for that, groundwater intervention is needed.
So you will see some kind of stress in the plant, physiological change or some kind of stress.
Yes, there are particular the visual symptoms and physiological symptoms we observe in waterlogged tea plantation. So we found some patchy crop. So tea bushes will not respond to the fertilizer. Secondary leaf disease will develop like brown blight or gray blight. For the and also the major the stem disease we call the fusarium, and one of the prominent is this red rust. So and also if it is the area is waterlogged, you just observe the roots of the tea plant. The roots, it will you can observe the enlargement of the lenticels. It means the tea plants where they are trying very hard for respiration. So in that case, the lenticels will be enlarged. You have to confirm that yes, here the waterlogging
But on
issue
seeing
is
the
also.
tea plantation from the top,
Yes.
can you say anything? Like when you walk on the tea plantation?
Yes, we can like the poor patch of the flush. There is no flush, and also the
Yellowing of leaves.
yellowing of leaves
Okay.
that occurs.
So those are all
visually,
some
yes, so these are
symptoms
the
of.
symptoms.
It's a physiological
Physiological
symptoms.
symptom. Yes.
Right. Now you are going around gardens for the past 3 years. Even I get some calls from plantation friends that I need the help of Dr. Khalil. So we send you there also. But what kind of mistakes you are seeing from their uh, garden practices? Means we need not specify who is that, but then what kind of, because one side we are saying that it is there for more than 100 years. This problem is there for more than 100 years. So it means that some mistakes we are not correcting ourselves. So what is that one mistake or mistakes that we are not correcting and then falling into the same problem again and again?
Yes, so I have visited around 50 tea estates across Northeast India. So I have identified the issues where, so in every tea estates we can relate. So simple that issues like blockages and siltation of the drains, choking of hume pipes and culverts, localized waterlogging. That is one of the major issue I found in the tea estates.
Yeah.
So it may be a man-made or naturally. Naturally, the terrain is saucer type, so that localized waterlogging will occur. But that man-made is when the laborers in the cold weather, they excavate the drains, they clean the drains. What they will do, they will keep the soil on the drain banks.
Oh, okay.
So they will not go for land leveling. So that is creating more havoc and creating huge problem of waterlogging. That is what commonly I observed. And also, as I said, the high water table zones is also an issue, and the backflow of water from outlet drains and rivers. And one major problem is inadequate outlet or no outlet for particular garden or particular section. So these are the major issues I found in the tea garden.
Means major mistakes.
Yes. So these issues persistently they occurring due to the overlooking of the problems by the tea planters especially. Means that is what I tell. They won't see the water logging or the water stagnation with their naked eyes. They think that there is no water logging issue, but in actual case, your tea plant is suffering from water logging in the root zone. So that is what the problem lies.
Yeah. In fact, I started talking to some friends in plantation wherever I go and then represent the whole district. Like Darjeeling, we had a show, and then uh, we had another meeting in Kachar in the recent past. Whenever I go, I used to tell them very clearly that what we see, how we observe waterlogging is different than how the water technologist
Yes.
sees it. So for his eyes, it will be totally different. That's what I keep telling them. And your point is proving that. Uh, so under such circumstances, what kind of recommendations TRA makes for particularly for correcting their mistakes of because I'm sure every garden is putting their efforts to get out of this problem of waterlogging because you yourself clearly mentioned that um, it's leading to the crop loss of like 15 to 20%.
Yes.
So in spite of it, it happens. So what kind of recommendations we wanted to give?
Yeah, TRA suggests the recommendations like go for regular maintenance of the drains. So follow the standard specification of the drains, the depth, width, what we suggest them. And also, if there is a backflow of river, means adopt the technologies like installation of sluice gate.
Okay.
So it will solve the problem. For high groundwater zones, so you need scientific intervention where we help to the tea gardens. We will go, we will survey, we will install the observation wells, we will take the readings, and we find out the what is actual happening beneath the soil surface in their gardens. And also, so go for the vegetative protection covers like wet grass, citronella on outlet drains, especially to reduce the soil erosion or drain collapsing. So these are recommendations we constantly telling to our tea planters to adopt these technologies. And one thing that the outlet management is very important. So every tea garden should keep their outlet clean and clear to function the entire drainage system very smoothly. If your outlet is blocked, it means that the problem is start from right there. Now,
so it has become kind of social.
Yes,
issue.
that's what this outlet issue now becomes a social and environmental issue. It is not confined to particular tea garden now.
So in my garden, I have proper outlet. So I let the water through the outlet. But beyond me, there is another garden. If they are blocking it, then I will be getting the effect of it. That's what you were saying?
Yes.
That's what you mean by social
yes,
problem?
that is why I said this is a social issue. Actually, this word, the social issue, is coined by our Chief Advisory Officer, Mr. Dibajit Borogoin, sir. So I rightly agree with him because so the outlet is a point where runoff discharges out from the tea estate. Beyond that outlet, that particular garden has no authority or power to do any modification to particular drain area.
Yeah.
So again, the why I am saying outlet issue means for this many stakeholders are responsible
So the
for this the
solution,
problem.
where is the solution for this then? For this social issue, when you say,
Yes.
where the solution is lying?
Yeah, there is a solution. Before solution, so we need to understand why it is social issue. Means, see, for this outlet issue, the stakeholders like the villages are responsible. They are constructing their houses, shops across the drains. And the what I observed normally is these villages are installing the check dams across these outlet nalas where siltation and they are disrupting the flow, natural flow. That is one major issue. And the major issue again I observed is these government PWD department and railway lines. They are taking up the new road lines and railway lines. The problem is arising when they are installing the culverts at higher elevation. So that is where the entire catchment area is getting waterlogging problems because the water is not moving from one place to another place. That is one issue I observed. And also the local community leaders were not supporting to the garden to help to reclaim that outlet drain, and also villagers and also bureaucrats, scientific experts. See, multiple stakeholders are involved in this. That is why this issue has become a social concern and a very complex. So solution for this outlet is the tea gardens has to be collaborate with each other.
Okay.
So where the particular outlet is encroached or it is not functioning well, so in and around tea gardens has to be collaborated with each other. So they have to take help from the TRA expert or other subject experts. They need to prepare a report and submit to the government, and so that take help of the government and to revive that outlet. So take help of the community leaders. By this integrated approach, we can solve the outlet issue nowadays. And also TRA is working on this major issue, that is what the outlet. We are trying to advocate the legal policies we're enforcing, so that where the railway lines or these roads were constructing the culverts, mandatorily they have to consult the tea estate authorities first. Including them, you just construct these culverts so that we can eliminate the problem of this placement of these culverts at higher elevation. Uh, so that is how we can solve the issues.
There is a general perception that these problems can be identified only by scientists or the qualified surveyors and people like that. Is that true?
No, it is not true, sir. Nowadays, uh, in the tea estate, assistant manager level personnel also can be, he can also diagnose the scientific drainage issues in his garden. The thing is, he need to adopt the new technologies what available in the market. So there are tools available like geospatial tools, what I call. So UTM GeoMap, it is Android based application, and Google Earth Pro software. So these maps can help, and they are very easy to operate. It is as simple as searching the address in the Google Maps.
But what kind of problems it can address? These kind of software or app. What is the impact? I mean, what do you really get from it?
Yeah, see, when subject expert visits the tea estate or land surveyor visits the tea estates, first thing what he is doing is he'll go for the topographical survey of the tea estates, and he'll draw the contours of that particular. So if you get the contours, it means that you know which area is in the low lying area, which is higher elevation, which is suitable for outlet, or the which area is suitable for water bodies installation, like this. That is what these experts or land surveys they are doing. then that same work these geospatial applications will do. So you just install these apps, and they directly draw the contours of particular area, which area you needed. You can draw the contours. And one beautiful thing in that UTM geomap especially, so you can see the gradient of the drainage channel. Means from inlet to outlet, if you select the points, it will directly draw the graph with elevation. So your water can be moved from inlet to outlet in this manner, or is there any problem like in between there is a low lying area, or your outlet is at higher elevation. So these elevations easily they can see in their mobile apps only. And also like this Google Earth Pro. So this is a very beautiful app. So you can go for terrain elevation, gradient, everything. And one beautiful tool in that Google Earth is you can see the historical imagery of 10 to 20 years back.
Okay.
In that Google Earth Pro, where you can see the actual outlet of particular tea garden which is encroached say 10 years back or 20 years back. So using these type of advanced technologies or simple technologies, definitely it will help to the tea planters.
We might say it is simple technology, but when it comes to plantations, their focus is on different areas. So it may be very difficult for them to understand this without the help of some expert. From TRA, are we planning any workshop or a kind of training program on this?
Yes, we have a dedicated training program for this drainage, especially. In this intensive field practicals we conduct. So it may be a 3 days or 5 days training course is available in TRA. In every cold weather, we conduct this training course. We train them particularly on these aspects. We'll go for practical survey with respect to what land surveyors are doing. We will tell them that, also will train them, and also how to use these apps, geospatial apps. So we will train them. There is a course.
So far, we have discussed about drainage problem. How is it really affecting the yield? Do we have any data, proper data?
Yes, we have conducted a study particular on drainage management especially. So we have conducted this research around 112 gardens, commercial gardens across Northeast India. So it is found that if you are maintaining the water table below 90 to 130 centimeter, so your yield may rise up to 80%.
Okay.
In ideal condition, it may go up to 40 to 45% also. So again, we compared to that water table to the 45 centimeters. Those that 45 centimeter water table areas suffered more. So the output is very less, the yield is very less. That is what the waterlogging affects.
All right, that's very good. So far, you have given very valuable information, Dr. Khalil. Thank you so much for accepting to talk in this show, which I hope will be useful to the planters. I request all the viewers to stay tuned on this channel because we will be talking more practical aspects on water management in the next episodes to come. I also encourage you to apply for the training program that what Dr. Khalil has mentioned. You will get hands-on experience on drainage management. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode with an interesting topic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.